Welcome guys, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to see how we can work with widgets. We are going to register widgets in our theme. So if you see in this theme, we have these recent posts showing up here, and then categories and archives. Now these things are powered by widgets. So if I go to admin area, in appearance you will get the widgets option, and when you go in this option you will see something like this. So we have some available widgets here that we can assign to few locations, and that depends on you what locations you want your widget to be in. So here I have sidebar. So this sidebar area, this portion is responsible for this. So these all are coming from here. So here we see the recent posts on top, and if you go here, and here you can see recent top posts showing up here. Then we have categories. So if I go here, we have categories and then archives. So we have archives and tags just like that. Then we have footer 1, footer 2, and footer 3. Now these are basically responsible for footer. If I scroll down, we have here pages, then search, and then an image displayed. So if I go back there in widgets, so in footer 1 we have pages, and in footer 2 we have search, in footer 3 we have an image. So this is something that is we are going to put into our theme and going to make it work, and you can assign any of these but just by clicking on these, and then you can assign to which you want to add. Let's say if I want to add categories to footer 1, I just go click here and then add widget. It is going to add there. You can show a title if you want to, or there are a few options. So if I say done and go here and refresh the page, and I go here, now you can see that we have pages as well as the categories. So that's up to you how you want to customize. So let's add this feature into our theme now. So in our theme, currently we don't have widgets or sidebar option. We have full width so far showing up like this. So to do that, what we need to do, I need to go into the text editor first of all, and there I'm going to go into the functions.php, and here I'm going to create a function, and I'm going to add a comment for it. So let me say create a function. So it's going to be custom function. Here are widgets basically from here. And to do that, what we do, we simply use a function by WordPress. It's a register underscore sidebar, and this is going to take an array. So we need to pass an array here. And now this array is going to take some options, so let's pass those options. So here what I'm going to say first is that first I want to say name. So name going to be what name we want here. So for example, if we go to the theme where we have the widgets, so we have named sidebar, footer 1, footer 2, footer 3. So we want something like that in here when we have widgets. So currently we don't have. So let's add that. So here I'm going to say name sidebar, just like the other thing, and then comma. Now we need to pass an ID. So each time you create a location, you make an ID for it. So that's going to be recognized by the function of WordPress. So I say here sidebar 1. All right, now here I'm going to say if I want to put some kind of div or anything that is going to be wrapping that particular thing. So for example, if I go here and here, and if I inspect this pages, and you can see we have a footer widget item 1. So this is something class, a div I assigned here, that we can wrap this whole in a box so that we can target it using CSS. So we can do the same thing in our case here as well. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to give similar class. So I'm going to say before underscore widget. All right, and then we need to pass a value, and here we can pass an HTML tag. So I'm going to pass div. So call this class sidebar widget item. So because we are going to put it in a sidebar. Now if we are starting before widget, we are putting div starting, so after widget we need to close this div. So let's do that. So here I say after, and here I'm going to close this div. So anything now we're going to put in the sidebar widget, it's going to be wrapped with this. All right, so the same way we can do the title. So if we showing any title, so here the title pages is wrapped with h3 tag. So it is something we mentioned that we want the title h3. We can even pass a class here if you want to. By default it is not going to be h3. So to do that, we are going to do just similar here. And I simply copy this, comma, and paste here. Now here, instead after widget, we are going to say after title, and before and after title basically. So like that. Now what tag you want your title in? So here I say h3. All right, and closing tag going to be h3 as well. So this, once I save this, it is going to enable automatically a sidebar. So we need to call it. Every time you create a function, you need to call it as well. So we say add underscore action, and here I say widgets underscore init. So when a widget initialize, and here I pass the function name so that we can call it custom widgets. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to save this, go back there, refresh, and you will notice we have widgets now in the under appearance. So if I go there, we have sidebar showing up here, so we can assign something here. So let's add recent posts here. So I say click here, sidebar, add widget, or you can simply take this like this, scroll, drop there. So we can, if you want to pass the title, you can do that too. So if you want to display the date of each post or number of posts, you can do that. Save here, done. Now it's not going to show right now. If I go here and refresh, it's not going to change anything. We don't have sidebar currently. We need to create and use PHP code to add the sidebar in our page. So to display the sidebar, we need to first make sure we have the content showing up in 2 columns so that we have a sidebar here. Currently, if I go to the index.php where our pages are coming from, let me make this a bit smaller here. So here, if we see, these posts are showing up from here. So it's just simply looping through, nothing more. So we need to create some div and make it that way. So what I do is simply need to close the PHP tag here, start the PHP tag here, and the same way I'm going to do here. Now I'm going to add a few HTML tags so that we can work with them. So I said div with the class of main-row. So I'm just creating a row, and it is going to have 2 divs inside it. So div 1 going to be main and main right section. All right, so we have these 2 divs. Now I want this loop to work in main left section. So I'm just going to cut this and I'm going to put inside this. Now the right section here is where we are going to use the PHP function to display the sidebar. So closing PHP tag, and to display sidebar widget, what do? We say dynamic underscore sidebar. So this is a function from WordPress, and you pass the ID you defined. So here in functions, we defined an ID, and this ID we need to show there where we want to display that particular widget. So here. Now I save this, I go here, refresh, nothing changes, but you will notice if I scroll down, we have our recent post showing up here. Now our sidebar is displaying, this code is working. It's showing at the bottom because due to CSS, we need to target these and put this sidebar to the right and content to the left. So let's do that. So for that, what I do is simply go to the style.css file. So here we have it. I want the width to be 100%. And then the similar way, what I want to target these classes. So main left section and right section. So it's here, main left section. It's going to be, let's give it the width. All right, and I'm just gonna copy this and paste here. Let's save this, go back there, refresh, and you can see that it's starting to look a bit better. Now we have the 2-column layout. We have the recent post showing up here. And now our footer links are showing up here. And there in style.css, we have a class clear float. Now we need to apply this class to the parent element in here, the main row where we have it. We need to put this clear float. And now if I refresh the page, now we will see the footer links should be at the bottom. So now it's correcting that. Now here, it looks fine. We need a bit of padding here because it's padding left 20 pixel. So we have some spacing in our style.css. So we added the here. So now we successfully showed this sidebar and recent posts are showing up here. What we can do here is we can assign more things. So if I go to the original theme where we added before here, if I go, we have recent posts, categories, archive. So we can do the same in this too. So if I go here in sidebar, so the second we need to add categories, simply add widget, and you can pass and post count or whatever you feel fine, you can do that. So done. Then archive, I add that too. And last is tags. So we need to add tags here. So done. Now if we go to the main page and refresh the page, we are seeing all of them there. Now we can correct some styling here because we have a class applied here. So if I go to the functions, as we added the class here to each widget item. So if I go here, you will notice that we have 4 widget items. So sidebar 1 and sidebar widget item 2, sidebar widget item 3. So we can collectively pass some styling here like, okay, so now I'm just going to copy this. Main point is our sidebar is working and I'm going to add this CSS in here. All right, and I'm going to go here, refresh. So it's looking better. Now let's add these into the footer as well because we don't have it in footer, and here in our main theme we have it in footer as well. So to add more sidebar locations, we go to functions.php, and here we need to add inside the same function. You can copy and paste this again, and I'm going to do that here. And here you just give it a name. So I give it a name, footer 1. You can give any name. So I'm just going to give it footer 1. Here, footer 1. And here going to be sidebar widget. So here I say footer widget item. And rest all is fine. But we want 3 here, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to add the rest here too. So to add more locations, just copy and paste again and register. Now I'm going to give it footer 2 as an ID. This class stays the same, rest all is good. Now one more we need, footer 3, rest all is fine. Now if I save this and go to the widgets, refresh, we have new locations, 3 locations. Now we can assign whatever we want to assign here. So here we assign the pages, search, and image. So let's do that. So here I say pages for footer. So simply drag and drop here. And now we have pages here. Second, we have the search. So I'm going to put in here and we're going to save it. Done. Footer 3, we want an image. So I'm just going to put this image here. Add image. And media, I have a few images. Let's add one. So I'm going to add 1 image. Save. Done. Now if I go here, it won't display. As we added the code for the sidebar, we need to add the code in our footer files to display in there. So let's do that. So I go simply in the footer.php And here above the HR, I'm going to create another div, footer widget. All right, now this class also going to have three divs, sorry, because we have 3 widgets. So now inside it, we're going to call, so I'm going to close the PHP here. Now here, we are going to use the same function that we used in index.php, dynamic sidebar. Copy that, go there, paste here. Now the ID each time changes. For footer 1, we need the footer 1. So we need to put that here, footer 1. Now I'm going to copy the same code to save time, and I'm going to put in here, save, copy again. Now go here, save. All right, all done. Let's go there, refresh. Now I scroll down. So we have the all 3. So if you see here, we have one on the top of another. So we have pages, search, and image. Let's make them in line. So we're going to do the similar thing for these 2. If I go to style here, assign the same thing to this class too. So in footer, we have main row footer widget. So I'm just going to copy this class. I'm going to pause here because we want it to be that way. Now for the width, what I want to do, I want to say here. So what I'm going to, so it's going to be floated left each of these. So refresh, we have them. Now footer links are again breaking. We need to pass the class that we used in index.php for clear floating. The same way we need to pass this class in footer.php parent element here. So pause that, refresh. Now you can see that footer links are fine. We have pages, we have search, and we have the image. Now you can style it as you want, but the main concept is here that we added the widgets in a theme where this feature wasn't present. Hope you like this video. The code for this video is in the description. You can download the link for this, and thank you for watching. See you in the next one.